Howdy Cowboys, I'm behind the wheel right now. I'm about to drive to work, so we'll see if filming this video on the way to work works. See what I did there? Maybe you could just see only my eye for the whole video and that will work. Anyway, so I thought it'd be like cool and quirky to film in my car. Anyway, so I know there's only 20 of you, but maybe someone has noticed I haven't posted anything in a while. To be quite candid, my grandfather died a few weeks ago, so none of my family has really been its greatest, so we've all been, you know, taking time to recover and be together, especially during the holidays. We're not going to talk about this a lot just because, you know, I don't really want to. Anyway, I wanted to make a top 5 and bottom 5 favorite and least favorite books of 2020 video. So, we're turning. Let's see if my phone stays. Woo! I promise I'm looking at the road, people. So, I want to make a top 5 and bottom 5. Hopefully, I have them memorized. I have a list next to me, but again, I want to, like, keep my eyes on the road. So, anyway, I'm just going to jump right in because I don't want this video to be super long. I just kind of wanted to be, like, a quick, like, these are the books I love this year, and these are the ones I hated. So, you know what? We're going to start at the bottom because why not? And then I'll go back and forth. My 5th least favorite book I have actually talked about. It's called The Glass Sphere. Don't remember who it's by right now. Not about to look it up while I'm at the wheel. And it was basically like this phone-in YA fantasy that's like the same YA fantasy you've read 4 million times, except like the 3-star edition. Like, I don't know, like the cheap motel version of it. It just wasn't good. Nothing really made sense. There were plot holes. The characters were so dumb, and I'm not gonna go super into it because I've already talked about it in like, wow, I really just look like a floating head. That's kind of fun. I'm not gonna talk about it in length because it's not worth my time. My 5th favorite book was Helter Skelter by, it's like Vincent Baccalucci or something. I'll put pictures all over the screen. This was, I was not expecting to love this as much as I did. Like, I love true crime. This is a true crime book about Charles Manson. And while I love true crime, I don't really rate true crime books above 4 stars because while, like, I can recognize when a true crime book is written well, like, it's also just such depressing subject matter, and I feel weird rating, like, oh, like, this serial killer killed people 5 stars, like, you know what I mean? But this was just, Helter Skelter was just great because it's written by the guy who prosecuted Charles Manson and just about his takedown in, like, the court, like, the trial of Charles Manson, and it was the most interesting thing and, like, the most victorious feeling thing I've ever felt in my life, ever read in my life. Like, I was like, wow, this prosecutor is like a hero of mine. Just like what he did and how much he had to do and how many hours he put in to making sure Charles Manson was behind bars is just like, oh God, this book is long, but if you're at all interested in anything like this, like, highly recommend. Best true crime book I've ever read in my life. Another bottom one is The Beast Within, and I remember her name was really cool. It's like Serena Valentino or something. Again, it'll be on the screen. But I just talked about this book in another video that's hopefully going up soon, and this book was just really weird and kind of like messed with the story of Beauty and the Beast in a way I didn't like at all. And I won't go into it a ton here because I talk about it at length in that other video, but yeah, it just did not do what I wanted it to do. So there's that. Number 4 for ones I liked is Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I think it's right. This book is so good. Like, it's kind of like a literary masterpiece. I know it's a little dramatic, but it really do be though. It is like the writing. I can't believe this is a translated work because, like, damn, like, whoever translated this book, like, props, like, claps to them. So good. Basically, I feel like everybody on the internet knows what this is. It's about a boy who discovers basically just his life. His name's Daniel, and his life and also the life of an author that he gets really interested in. Honestly, Daniel was fine, but I loved this author so much. I thought he was great. His whole character arc was wonderful. Basically, like, this book took me forever to read, but it was worth every second, and I'm glad it took me forever because I really got to, like, sit with it and enjoy the slow, like, it's slow, but in the best way, you know what I mean? Like, it really takes you on this epic arching story. I don't know, it was lovely. Highly recommend. Bottom next one I forget. I had this one. Oh, yes, now I remember. It was The Killing Moon by N.K. Jemisin, and I feel so bad putting this on here because I've heard such amazing things about N.K. Jemisin, and I want to read other stuff by her, but I think this was just not the thing to start with because, quite frankly, I did not understand a single goddamn thing in this book, like literally nothing. I felt like I was in a land of tornado confusion for 350 pages. I did not get a single thing out of this book. I could not tell you what it was about. I felt like I was reading a philosophical essay the whole time because I just didn't understand anything. I understand nothing that was happening. And that's that. I don't really have anything else to say. Number 3 in likes is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. Again, I feel like I've already talked about this a lot. Maybe I haven't. Maybe just to myself. But Cassandra Clare is one of my favorite authors of all time. This book was like a hug, a warm hug. I loved the characters. The plot was whatever. I don't really care about the plot in these books. Like, characters were like god tier. I would literally die for Christopher and Alistair. I love them so much. I love this book. It was great. It took me forever to read, but it was only because I legitimately did not want it to end. I was like, my joy will be over once this book ends. So I kind of dragged it out, but it was worth it. I loved it. I cannot wait for Chain of Iron, which comes out in a few months. Like 2 months. Oh my god, I just realized that. That's exciting. Let's see. The second bottom was Incarnate by Judi Meadows. Again, I've already talked about this book at length, so I'll link that video. But this was another like cash-in YA stupid, like, this one disappointed me because I could tell actually that the world kind of interested me, but it just was not done well. And this book focused more on the cringy ass non-chemistry romance instead of anything about the world. And then there was like a random dragon at the end that made no sense, and like the ending made no sense, and it made no sense. Like, I was lost, quite honestly. Yeah, that's that. And then 2 for books I liked is The Wicker King by Kay Ancrum, I think. Hello, Floating Head Claire. This book, when you pick up a book and then you just read it until you're done, that hardly ever happens with me anymore. Like, that addictive, like, I need to know everything that's gonna happen right this instant. That happened with this book. It was, like, it's very mixed media, which is, like, the way this book is made, like, the quality of it, 10 out of 10. The content, also 10 out of 10. I cannot wait to read everything else this author has written. I think she's written 3 other books, but it was, I don't know, like, the way, also the author's note makes this book, like, because at first you're like, ooh, I don't know if I like some of the messages, and then she explains it, and you're like, oh, I know exactly why she wrote this. I love it. Like, it's very short, literally, like, it will take you 2 hours to read, just read it. It was so good. Yelling, but it's fine. Bottom book of the year. Again, I've already talked about this. It was 7 Deadly Shadows by 2 people. I can't remember their names. This book was ass. It was literally nothing. The characters had no substance. The plot had no substance. It was offensive to anime. It was an anime filler episode, basically. I did not like it at all. This one, I don't know. This one just makes me angry because there's nothing. It's a nothing book. You know what I mean? Like, nothing was of value. I don't know how it got published. That kind of thing. And then I'm almost to work. I'm literally about 1 minute away, so we're going to spend the last minute talking about the best book ever, Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This book is incredible. My favorite book of 2020. Darlington is my life. The second book in this series is my most anticipated thing on this planet. Like, I cannot wait. If you know anything about me, again, I'm not going to spoil this, but if you know anything about me, also, we're about to go on a big speed bump, so let's hope my phone stays. If you know anything about me, you know the ending that I am legitimately so excited. I loved all the characters in this book. I loved the plot. It was fascinating. The sexual tension between Alex and Darlington is incredible, and if they don't get together in this series, I will choke and die. Okay, let me move this. Hello, everyone. Anyway, I'm at work. I made it. I got like 5 minutes before I have to go in, and it's very hot in my car. Oh my god. So, Ninth House was just incredible. I genuinely did not expect to love it as much as I did because, like, I did not really enjoy the first 50 pages, I'm gonna be honest. Like, for some reason, I just wasn't feeling it. I think part of it was because Leigh Bardugo doesn't really explain anything about the world. She just kind of plops you in. But as we continued on in the book and we learned more about Alex and we learned more about Darlington and we learned about these other characters and then we learned more about the world, I was just enthralled. And I don't know, like, I feel like Dark Academia, I haven't read a lot of it, but maybe I should, because this book was incredible. Like, there wasn't even close. Like, I knew when I finished this book and, like, I think I read it over the summer in like July or something, that nothing else would top it. It is so good. And it's so funny because I've read the Grisha trilogy and it was like average. Like, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it or anything. Like, I thought it was good. I just didn't like the direction some stuff went in. And then I've read Six of Crows, but not Crooked Kingdom, because I got spoiled for Crooked Kingdom and I'm really mad about it. So I've held a grudge for like 2 years, but I really need to read it. But like, and I love Six of Crows, but I know I'm not going to like Crooked Kingdom as much, you know what I mean? But I don't know, man. Like, Ninth House just blew it out of the water. Like, that just, I'm going to read everything Lee Bardugo writes because of that book. That book changed the game. Like, so fucking good. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'm at work. So, anyway, hope you guys are having a great day. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't even say, I'm hoarse right now. If I've been sounding weird this whole video. I don't have COVID. I don't know what's going on. My throat doesn't hurt. I don't have a cold. I have nothing except my voice has been hoarse for like 3 days. I don't really know why. So, sorry if I've sounded weird. Also, this is these bracelets, if you've been hearing jangling this whole time. Anyway, I'm going to go. This clip is like 15 minutes long and I probably drained my phone battery, but I hope this was kind of fun. And I'll edit it as soon as possible and get it up for you guys. So, have a great day. Bye.